Country at the end of the school year, safety patrols are recognized in different ways for a job well done. The responsibility of helping their schoolmates get to and from school safely. They deserve it because being a patrol member is serious business. It requires special qualities of leadership, dependability, and a willingness to sacrifice to help ensure the safety of others. There are more than 1 million safety patrol members, boys and girls like you, all over the country. And there's a very good reason. Each year, some 500 children lose their lives in accidents going to and from school. Over 60,000 are injured. Where patrol members are on duty, very few accidents occur. You can be proud of that. When you know your duties and carry them out properly, you will help assure the safety of your schoolmates. Now let's look at you and why you have been chosen a patrol member. We feel you've got what it takes to spot an emergency situation developing, react, and do what's necessary, perhaps even to save a life. This is especially important with the little kids.
Hi, Wendy.
They need your special attention and quick response. You'll develop the ability to respond from your training and your experience as a patrol member. And that's the key to any job well done. Training. Remember when the astronauts landed on the moon?
Man, I tell you, Falcon 109.
The astronauts trained for that mission for many years, so they would be able to perform their duties perfectly, react to any situation.
If you see it, Bob, it's full. See that?
Roger, we see a long thing in your hand there, Gene.
No matter what the job, training is the key. And your job as a patrol is no different. It all begins when you are selected to be a member of the Safety Patrol. Your teacher and patrol supervisor, or sponsor as they are sometimes called, look for qualities such as citizenship, the willingness to accept responsibility, the ability to make good decisions. They consider grades too, because at times, a patrol member may have to miss some classwork while carrying out assigned duties and still keep up with classwork. With your parents' approval to become a member of the Safety Patrol, your training gets underway. Often a police officer is assigned to your school, meets with you to discuss ways of improving safety for your schoolmates. Your patrol supervisor helps with your training, works with you in carrying out your duties from day to day. You'll also receive guidance from your patrol officers. You learn where the patrol posts are located and why they've been placed there. Usually, they're placed where students have to cross streets with a lot of traffic on their way to and from school, or where there may be special problems. After classroom training, comes on-the-job training by an experienced patrol member. You see how it's done in actual practice. And before long, you're a full-fledged, qualified member of the patrol yourself, with your own post. Getting to your post in plenty of time before the other students arrive is an absolute must, because everyone depends on you to be there. Your schoolmates, their parents, your teachers, and your fellow patrols. If you can't make it due to sickness or some other reason, let your captain know right away so a substitute can be assigned. Your post has been designated because there's a very real danger of an accident. If the danger weren't there, you wouldn't be there. You're there to help prevent an accident and teach younger boys and girls safety rules. Your effectiveness begins with the way you look. When you're neat and clean, belt washed regularly and worn correctly, it makes a good impression on your classmates. They'll be more likely to follow your directions. And a clean belt is easier to see. Attitude has a lot to do with it too. It's important for you to be serious, businesslike. If you clown around, you take your mind off your job, and then you can't do a good job. You're polite, but you run your post safely. That means complete attention to your duties, being alert at all times. Alertness is so important because you are constantly called upon to make a decision on when to allow the kids to cross the street. Then you have to stay alert while they're crossing, in case something unforeseen happens, such as a speeding car or car out of control. You have to use good judgment at all times, and that depends upon staying alert, being aware of what's going on. Let me emphasize one thing about your job. You do not stop or direct traffic in any way. Your job is to control your classmates, assist them in crossing the street safely. And here's the way it's done. You stand one step back from the curb, midway between the crosswalk lines. Check over your shoulder for approaching students. As they come to the corner, stretch your arms at an angle to signal them to wait behind you. That angle puts your arms low enough to restrain little kids from running under your arms. With palms turned to the rear, you have a better chance to grab their clothing to keep them from running into the street. Accidents can occur when a kid slips by a patrol and out into the street. So it's one situation that demands your special attention. Now, the reason you stand one step back from the curb as you face the street, keeping your schoolmates back of your outstretched arms. Here's what could happen. Suppose a driver misjudges his turn at the corner and drives over the curb. It could cause a serious accident. You have a much better chance of moving your friends back out of danger when you're already one pace back from the curb. Checking traffic in all directions before allowing kids to cross is another of your responsibilities. A car could come from this direction, from the opposite direction, or cars could make turns into the street to be crossed. You're looking for a safe gap in traffic so the kids can cross safely. You need to make sure cars are far enough away and not going too fast. Let's look at a couple of cars traveling at different speeds. Here's one car. This car is moving faster and couldn't stop in an emergency if he had to. Cars are heavy. They need time and space to stop. All these points are considered in making your judgment about a safe gap. You look left for oncoming traffic, right for traffic from the other direction, another check to the left, and then for turning cars. A final check to the left to see that the safe gap is still there. and you let them cross. If you have the slightest doubt about a safe gap, hold them back. You step to the side, facing the intersection, and you stay alert for turning or speeding cars. The moment you decide the safe gap is coming to an end, step back and hold the students for the next safe gap. It's important that they walk across the street, because drivers can't react to a kid who runs out unexpectedly. Besides, you have given them a safe gap. They don't need to run to cross safely. There is one situation where you might step off the curb. That is to see around a parked car that blocks your view. Go out just far enough to look around the car, no farther. Then let them cross when there's a safe gap. Remember, patrols do not direct or stop traffic in any way. Patrols direct kids, not cars. That's your job, and you are evaluated on how well you do your job. It's part of the patrol officer's job to see that all posts are covered on time, that duties are carried out properly, that patrol members are clean and neat, and that they conduct themselves in a courteous, businesslike manner. They're also available for any help their patrols might need. A lot of times, police advisors will check on a patrol's performance too. Now, the reason for this checking is because your job is so important to the safety of your schoolmates. Let me give you an example. Last year in California, a patrol member was on duty, holding several children, waiting for a safe gap. All of a sudden, a car went through a stop sign, heading for a collision with another car. The patrol member was alert, made a judgment that the crash would cause the cars to run up over the curb where he was standing. So he quickly moved his schoolmates back away from the corner. And sure enough, the cars skidded over the curb, right where the kids had been standing moments before. Your schoolmates and your school depend on you, and you have to accept the responsibility for their safety. Now let's take a look at another situation, the stoplight crossing. When there is a stoplight at your post, you follow the same basic procedures, but you have a little help from the light. When the light turns green, you quickly look left, right, left, for any cars that might not be stopping or might be turning. Then cross the students immediately. Before the light turns red again, cut off any stragglers and hold them for the next green light. It's the same idea as holding students for the next safe gap. You might wonder why a patrol is necessary at a stoplight. Well, some cars go through red lights, either because the driver doesn't see it or because something goes wrong with the vehicle. There's been many a time a patrol member has pulled a child out of the path of a car going through a red light. You've got to be alert. Here's another post you might be assigned to. A wide street with heavy traffic. In this case, you have the help of an adult crossing guard, who usually has the authority to stop traffic. Together, you and the adult guard form a team to assure the safety of your schoolmates crossing the street. When the guard signals that it is safe to cross, you double-check in all directions for any possible problems. Then release the students. As always, you stay alert the whole time they are crossing. There's one more major point to be considered: the effect of bad weather on your job. It's more important than ever to be alert. Cars can't stop as quickly. Drivers cannot see as well. It's easier for kids to slip while crossing the street, and you want to make sure your rain hat doesn't interfere with your vision. A safe gap on a day like this will probably have to be a little longer gap than on a good day. As we said earlier, being a patrol member isn't easy. Things that are worthwhile always seem to take an extra effort, but it's worth it because you're helping to keep your schoolmates alive and uninjured. When you do an outstanding job in the eyes of your patrol officers, teachers, and classmates, you'll be recognized, perhaps as Patrol Member of the Month, with a gold badge to wear on duty. Whether you're Patrol Member of the Month or any patrol, it means accepting responsibility, doing the job properly, being alert at all times, making good decisions. Their lives are in your hands.